Okay, so I promised a blog post today about getting attention in 3 different forms of media: over the phone, online, and in person. Over the phone and online are some of the most challenging ways to get attention because you're competing against so many different things. So, I've come up with basically 3 different ways that you can use to get attention through any of these mediums. The first is going to be visual appearance. How appealing are you? How much attention do you grab visually with certain elements of your presentation, maybe your website? Now over the phone, obviously, you can't appeal visually, but you can also appeal, with your audio. If you're just speaking, using your voice, make sure to use a light, airy voice. Not too much pressure, not too much overexcited inflection in your voice, which is a lot of fun, but it really doesn't get you anywhere in big, important conversations. So, you want to be your natural self, be at ease, be relaxed, and just put your best foot forward is the gist of it. For example, now we're going to use websites as an example here. These are 3 real websites. Take a look at this one. I kid you not, that is a real website. Does anything on here grab your attention? Because nothing other than maybe the headline here, which really isn't of much importance, grabs my attention. There's nothing visually appealing about it. It's simple text. And that's by a usability expert, so you can't really blame them. The website's very usable, it's just not very visually appealing. Then you have a website like this. Now, there are a lot of things on this site that would grab your attention. Everything on this site is trying to grab your attention. Note the banner is the biggest, but if you look up here, there's headlines, there's links, there's a large block of links in text here, there's images, there's so much going on that you don't know what to focus on. And so, when it comes to the web, you would leave. Now here's the final example. This is actually the website of North American Van Lines. Okay? What is the first thing that grabs your attention on this page? Right here. Free moving quote. Right? So you can see that there is a big gap between not getting any attention and getting way too much attention with your design. You want to go for placing attention on the key points, which leads us into point number 2. Be clear of your purpose. No matter what medium you're using, in person, online, or by phone, you need to know why you want attention. If you're trying to get attention to sell someone something, for example, well, your ultimate goal is either to get a lead or to get a sale. So, when you come into the conversation, if you're talking to them in person, you need to remember, okay, everything in this conversation, as much as I may personally like the person, or I may want to talk about the weather, or the sports game, or whatever's happening, you want to remember to focus the conversation at the end on getting that lead or getting that sale. Otherwise, the entire conversation didn't fulfill its purpose, and you're not going to attract the attention you want to attract. So, the same goes for online. Remember your goal. The North American Van Lines website that I just showed you, right here, they remembered their goal. Their goal is to get people to submit their information so that they can give them a call and close a deal. Right there, the first thing you see, free moving quote. They remembered the purpose for getting people to visit their website. The other ones didn't. So be purposeful, be intentful, know why you're trying to get attention, and govern yourself accordingly. The third is to ask for attention. Now most people have trouble with this. I have trouble with this. You stand in front of a crowd and you say, hey people, pay attention to me. You can wave your arms around like a crazy person, you can do whatever you want to do, but you have to ask for attention. If all you do is, like our usability expert, post a bunch of text links on your website and nothing reaches out and grabs attention, well, nothing is exactly what people are going to look at. Nothing is what they're going to click on. So you need to ask for attention on the things that fulfill the purpose behind your reason for asking for attention in the first place. Okay, that sounds a bit confusing, but let's simplify here. Say you wanted to close a deal with a new client. Say you're a web designer. Want to close a deal with a new client, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to use your website to gather leads. Well, on this website, being a web designer, you have impeccable taste, you have great ways of grabbing attention, and you remember your purpose. It's to get people to submit their information so that you can call them and close them on a new deal with you as a web designer. So you design your website with a big call to action, call me for a free quote, right there, big bold letters, and nothing else detracts from that. It may be visually appealing, but nothing else competes for attention against that. So they submit their information, then they get on the phone with you. You say, hi, my name is so-and-so, I'm a web designer, you submitted your information, and you start a conversation. Now, remember your intent is to actually go and meet them in person or close a deal over the phone. So you attract attention to those things. You use the calming voice, you speak the way you would speak to a friend. Try not to get overly excited, don't sound nervous or stressed out. Just speak to them as though they're a person standing right in front of you that you've known for years. And that will help you get attention. And of course, ask for attention. If your goal is to meet them in person and get their attention in person, say, I would like to meet with you in person so that we can go over the details of this deal and come to some sort of an arrangement. All right? Now, when you meet them in person, visual appeal. Still important. Make sure that your hair is done nicely, that you're wearing nice clothing, that you're put together, and nothing is taking away from your message. That's the primary point behind business attire. You see people wearing pinstripe suits, and there's kind of there's business and there's business casual, but there's a uniform to it all. And the reason is that so everyone kind of blends in together and nothing is taking away from your message because they're not focusing on your wardrobe. So make sure the attention is on your message by being visually appealing. Make sure you remember your purpose, which at that point should be to actually close the deal, or at least to get a proposal on the client's desk. And ask for attention. If you want their attention to a proposal, say, I'd like to submit a proposal with you. How do you feel about that? Would you accept it next week? It all comes down to those 3 steps. No matter how you're trying to get attention, you need to be visually appealing or appealing with your voice. You need to be clear on your purpose and intentful, and you need to ask for attention. If you follow those 3 points, I guarantee you can never fail. All right, that was my video blog post for the evening. I hope you enjoyed it, and stop by the blog if you have any questions or comments, or if you'd like to start a dialogue. I'm always there answering comments. So, have a great evening.